Wata makata 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 yeah makata 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 wata dim. I say wata makata 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 yeah. I'm using my voice because I don't want copyright again. Oh, I beg you. Makata makata wata dim. Wata makata 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 yeah. Hi guys, how are you all doing? Welcome back to my channel. So in this video today, I'm going to teach you this beautiful two-piece gown that I made. Okay, I'm going to teach you how I made it from scratch. Okay, so keep watching. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do well to subscribe, like, share, and comment on my videos. Let's start. So the material I used is 3 yards of net. As you can see, I used a strong net. This is a sample net. It's called a sample net for it. Okay, I used a sample net and 3 yards of Ankara material. I'm using the back of the material, but I'm showing you the back of the material, but yeah, this is the inside of the material. So this is 3 yards, and I later used extra 1 yard, so making it 4 yards. So if you want to make this particular style, I beg use 4 to 5 yards of material for it. If you're on the bigger side, use 5 yards. Be cool. I later bought another 1 yard because this material is a sample material. That is why I went back to and I added extra 1 yard for this. Okay, so I use my tape, my ruler, my pencil, my scissors for everything. Okay, so let's start. So I've gone ahead to cut the upper bodice of the gown, the inner gown. Okay, I have 17.5 inches for the length and the width is 16 inches. Okay, so we are going to mark out our points. Okay, I have my 8 inches is my armhole point, 10 is my bust point, my under bust 13, and my half length is 17 inches. So this is what I used. So I'm going to extend the line to the front part like this, to the center front. So my shoulder point is there. Okay, I'm just marking my shoulder point. That's the starting of the material. So I have two pieces already, so I'm going to remove the back piece. Now I've removed the back piece. It's on a separate side of its own. So let's work on the front piece first. So after I'm done with that, the next thing I'm going to do is to divide my nipple to nipple measurement, okay, by 2. My nipple to nipple is 4 plus half inch for joining, making it 4.5. So I'm going to place it on my bust point, my under bust, and my waist point. Then I am going to connect the lines. Okay, so once I'm done connecting the lines, so before connecting the lines, I did not connect the line immediately. I divided my shoulder to shoulder measurements. Okay, my shoulder to shoulder measurement divide by 2 is 8 inches. My shoulder circumference is 16 inches. Divide by 2 is 8. So I marked 8 inches. So I'm going to take the 8 inches down to the chest point and I connect the lines. So once I'm done, I'm going to connect the lines of my nipple to nipple now. So after connecting the lines, I'll go ahead and go in under the bonder bust point by 1 inch in, 1 inch out. 1 inch in, 1 inch out on the waist point, and I'll connect on a straight line. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to go under my bust point and go down by 1 inch. Okay, then I'll connect the line this way. Connect the lines from my underbust to the 1 inch I marked below my bust point. So once I'm done connecting the line, the next thing I'm going to do now is to extend my chest point to the center front also. And after creating the first chest line, I'm going to go up by 1.5 inches for my second chest point. So this second chest point I'm marking now is going to help me cover up my bust area. Okay, because I don't want my breast to be showing. So next thing is to mark my neck width. My neck width is 3 inches because we're going to use the upper side anyways, and I went down by 3 inches, making it 3 by 3 inches for the neck width and neck depth. So the remaining part of the shoulder is 5 inches. Divide by 2 is 2.5. So I marked it down. So I'm going to connect the lines to the bust point, but before we do that, I'm going
So
to,
next thing I'm going
oh
to do
yes, I
right now
connected the lines to
is to go
the
in
bust
here by
point.
1 inch.
So the next thing we're going
That
to
is
do
on
is to
our new
go come
bust
out by
chest
1 inch
line.
from this
Go
side
in here
and
by
go out
one
by
inch.
one
Come out
inch
here
on
by
the other
1 inch.
side of the
You
chest
want to
point,
tighten
the
the
new
bust
chest point.
area.
Then
Okay.
I'll come
You
off
want to
from the
tighten the upper bodice.
above the
That
bust
is what
point,
we
my
are going
bust
to do
point,
right now.
above my bust
So
point.
I'll
I'm going to
connect this
go
line.
up by
I'm going to
one
go up
inch,
by 1 inch from the bust point
like
again.
so.
I'll go up by one.
So I'm
Remember, we
going
went
to
down by one
connect
inch here. So
the
we're going to
lines.
go
It
up
will
by
help
one
me to
inch.
tighten
So
my
I'm going to
bust
connect the
area,
lines
okay?
to this
I'm
one
going
inch
to
to
connect the
tighten the
lines to the
bust.
1 inch
So
above
let's
my
go.
bust point. So this illustration is going to help me to tighten my bust when I'm joining
So
them
guys, this
together.
is what we
So as
did,
you can see,
and
I am done
when
doing
joining it,
that.
the bust will
So it will
tighten
help me
itself
tighten my
very
bust.
well.
So next thing I'm going to
So
do right
from
now
here, next
is
thing is
to, I'm going to add a curving, okay? It's an off shoulder. So I'm going to add a curving to it. So I don't want my breast to be showing like I said before. So I just give it a little curve and connect it to the other side this
I don't
way.
know if you guys are seeing it.
So that is just
Okay,
it.
very
So
clear.
basically
So I'm going to
the
add my
last
measurements
chest point is just
right
for
now.
the
9 and 2 over
curving
8.
of the
That is my bust measurement
busty
divided by 4.
bustier,
9
okay?
and 2 over
So
8.
my
Then
I'm going to
whatever
add
we
my
removed
measurement
here,
now. My
we are
bust
going to add it
circumference
back
divided
here.
by 4 is 9 and 2
Then
over
add
8
extra 2
plus
inches
2
for seam
inches that
allowance.
I just removed and
Then
extra 2
here,
inches for seam
we are going
allowance,
to do the
okay?
same
The
thing.
2 inches I removed for the
So
tightening of
9
the
and
bust
2
and 2
over
inches for
8.
extra seam allowance. So at some
Then
point I
add
have to
whatever we
take down
removed here.
everything I got is just 14 to 16 inches. 14
So let me
inches,
just add
14
the
inches as you
exact
can see. So I'm going to take
14.
the 14
We have
inches down
14
because
here.
I am still
So we're
going
going to do the same
to
thing here.
join the piece. After joining the piece,
So
whatever
9
that is
and 2
left,
over
I'm
8.
going to put my actual
This is the
measurement
bust
now.
point.
So the 14
This is
inches I
our
have here,
new chest
I'm going
line,
to
our
use it
first
on the
chest line.
bust and the under bust
And
point, okay? On
we
the
did
bust
not
point
remove
and
anything on the bust
on
point.
the chest
So let's
point
just
as
add it,
well.
the 14. Let's just
So
keep
that
going
is
with the
what I just
14
did here.
inches down to the bust
So
point.
on
Then
my
my
circumference divide
underbust
by 4.
is,
So I had to
let me measure
redo
it.
my bust
Okay, my
under bust
measurements.
because I
I know I've
found out that
added so
I've
much
added so
weight.
much weight. So my under bust point is
So
34 inches. Divide by
32.
4
My
is eight
underbust is
and a half. So
32.
I'm going to add it now.
My underbust is divided by 4 is 8 plus 2 inches that we removed and 2 inches for seam allowance. Waist point 34. 8 and a half. My waist point is divided by 4 is 30 and 8 and a half. Then add the 2 inches that we removed plus 2 inches seam allowance. Okay, so we'll extend our line up to this place. I'll add extra inches allowance. Then we'll mark it down this way. So I'm going to be removing everything now. I'm going to be cutting out everything now. Okay, so we'll start from here.
So guys, here is my back piece as you can see. So we're going to draft a basic bodice for the back, okay? Then we'll remove what we want to remove from here, okay? So let's start. So for the back piece, I will go in by 1.5 inch for my zipper allowance. Then I'll connect the lines with my ruler. And once I'm done doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my points now, okay? So we have already had my starting point. So this is my starting point. So for my starting point, I would mark my chest point, my bust point, and my half length. So the under bust is not necessary, so I skipped it. I marked it here, but I'm going to skip it here. So I'm going to connect the lines on a straight line now.
I'm not going to mark there. So we have four lines now. So my armhole point, I'm going to divide my shoulder circumference divide by 2, which is 8. So the 8 inches, I will take it down. Remember, we're starting our measurement after the zipper allowance. That is after the 1.5-inch line. So I am going to, next thing I'm going to do is to divide my nipple to nipple measurement by 2. So the 4.5 inches is still working. And I will take it from the chest point down to the full length, um half length of the back piece. Then I went up by 1.5 inches for my second chest point, which is not relevant. Okay, so I'm going to go in by 1 inch in, 1 inch out of the down part. Then I'll create a dart for it for the back. So once I'm done doing this, I'm going to add my measurements. So the only place that we need to use is the first chest point, which is the 8 inches. So the second chest point is not relevant. Okay, so it's not relevant. The one I just marked, the line is not relevant. We are going to use the first chest point. Okay, so that is why I'm bringing my front piece, okay, to check where our we are going to cut out. So we're going to cut from the second line, the line I just marked, I just placed. Yes, this line. Now we are going to start from there. So this line is not relevant. That is what I noticed. So that is what I did, not what I noticed. So I'm going to add my measurement now. So in the back piece, I'm not going to add extra measurements. We're just going to be adding the ones that we removed for the dart. Okay, if we get there, we just add back what we removed. Okay, so that is just it. So after that, I'm going to connect the lines together. So as you can see, guys, we are just going to cut out the small piece from the back piece and open the darts. So I'm going to go up by 1 inch and I'll curve it like this for my zip bulging. Okay, I don't want my zip to bulge at the back, so that is why I removed like almost half an inch, then shape the zipper part to a V shape. Okay, because I don't want my zip to be bulgy. So this is the back piece. Okay, we are done cutting the upper bodies. This is the front bodies and this is the back bodies. So let's move over to the skirt part and let's finish up the skirt. So guys, for the skirt, I have to remove the 17 inches for the upper bodies that I've already worked on. So I'm going to determine the full length of the skirt. Okay, the full length of the gown. So my full length is going to be 57 inches. So I'm going to mark it down right now. So after I'm done marking it down, I will determine my hip point. This is my waist point already, so I will determine my hip point, and that is what we need. So my waist circumference divide by 2, I will add it plus 2 inches seam allowance. I don't like that on my skirt, so I did not add that on it. So on my hip point, I will divide my hip circumference divide by 4 plus 1 inch seam allowance. Then my hip circumference divide by 2, I will add it at the down part of that's on the full length. I will not add extra um allowance for it because it's a pencil skirt. So I'm going to connect the lines now. So we're done with the front part of the skirt. I'm going to cut it now. Cut it now. So guys, I've used the front bodice of the skirt and I placed it on the back bodice. Okay, so I'm going to use the front to cut out the back piece of the skirt. So as you can see, I have given an allowance for the zip. So this is 1.5 inch seam allowance for the zip. Okay, and as you can see, where the front piece of the skirt is starting from. So I have a space of 1.5 inch allowance. So I'm going to cut out right now. Guys, we are done with the skirt part. So the next thing we're going to do is to work on the lining. And as you can see, guys, this is the only thing that is remaining out of the 3 years that I have already with me. So I have sent someone to go and buy extra 1 yard from the shop that I got this material from, making it 4 yards. So while he's at it, I went ahead um gumster the upper part of my top. Okay, that is the bustier part, and the back bodies I ironed and I marked cut out the lining for it. So this is the back pieces and this is the front pieces. As you can see, I used the gumster on all of them. Okay, and also cut out the lining for it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and join the bustier. If you've not watched the video on how to join a bustier, I have the description under this video. Just make sure to watch it so you will learn how to join your princess that bustier. Okay, so you can also join it this way. Okay, so after joining it, I will come back and show you guys what it looks like. So guys, this is what it looks like after joining the bustier, and this is what the back bodice looks like. So this is the strap I made for this is 1/2 inch strap. This is what I'm going to use to hold the as a sleeve. Okay, so this is the strap that I made, and I'm trying to, after joining, I had an excess on the front piece. So after joining, I have to mark my actual measurement on it. Okay, so I'm measuring my actual measurement now. So I'm putting down my actual measurement, sorry. So so after putting down my actual measurement, I am going to um cut out the excesses. Then I will join both the um front piece and the back piece together. So I'm going to join the two sides with just 1 inch in. Okay, so after joining it with 1 inch in, I am going to continue with the skirt part of this particular gown. Okay, so guys, I am done joining the two sides and this is what it looks like. So we are done with the upper part. Okay, this is the upper part. So let's go ahead and join the skirt, so that after joining the skirt we would go ahead and fix the upper bodies and the skirt together. So for the skirt slit for the back, I went up by 20 inches, and so I came down. Let me say that I went up by 20 inches, okay, for the skirt slit. Then from the upper side, I came down by 22 inches. So this is where the slit is going to start from. So if you want to mark it from the down, it's 20 inches, and from the up is 22 inches. So came in by 1 inch for the slit. Then for the zip, is going to stop at 8 inches. Then this place I'm marking now is where I'm going to sew. Okay, from there to there is my zip, and from here to the waistline is my zip, and from there to there is where I'm going to sew. Then that place is going to be my slit. So I'm going to join them together and fix the slit. So here I'm done fixing the whole stuff, and this is what it looks like. did not use lining on the skirt part because nah, I am a tailor. Nah, lining is very costly, so I have to manage it like this. People don't um blame me, or because I don't need lining. Because I don't need the lining, I can manage without lining. Let me sew am. So this is for the slit. I use the hemming gum to gum it down.
So here
Okay,
is the
in case
skirt
you're
after
asking how
joining
I
the two
did the
sides
slit. Now
together.
hemming
So
gum I
I've
take
not
to gum
ironed
am.
it.
That is why it's looking so rough. So I'm going to iron it down. So we are going to attach the upper bodice to the skirt now. That is what we are going to do now, right now. So I'm going to find the center of the skirt and the center of the upper bodice. Then I will start from the notch that I will create for the center. Then I'll attach it from there. Okay, I'm going to join them following the lines. Okay, I'll go use half an inch to join them together. So guys, this is the gown after joining. Right now, man, the gown is very beautiful. Oh. The gown is very, very beautiful. So this is the sleeveless gown, guys. It's not sleeveless, so it's spaghetti sleeve hand. Okay. So guys, for the net part, this is the net, the 3 years net we are going to make use of. And at some point, my camera stopped recording and I have already finished cutting out the net. So this is an A-line cut. You don't have to put anything on it. So I will teach you how I made it. Okay, because my camera at that point it stopped recording and I was even cutting everything. And this is the most important part of the video. Nah, man, I'm sorry, guys. So let me teach you what I did that resulted to this. Okay, so this is the full length of the gown. I measured the full length of 60 inches. That is the whole net. Okay, so for the neck width is 3 inches, the neck depth is 4 inches for the front and 2 inches for the back. So the my shoulder divided by 2 is 8 inches. Then my bust point divided by 4 is 9 and 2 over 8. Then I added 2 inches for seam allowance. That is what I did here. Then I took the measurement down to like an A line down to the full length. Okay, that is what I just did. There is nothing much that I did there. Then I just cut it out. So just like your simple basic bodies, but this body has an A line. So for the down part, I came up by 15 inches before earlier on, but now I think it's too much. So I came down a bit. So I'm using 13 inches. So on these 13 inches, I'm going to cut it out so that I will add the Ankara material on that down part. So I'm going to cut out the 13 inches now and add the Ankara material there. So this is the length that we're going to make use of for the gown, for the second piece of the gown. So guys, for the sleeve, I folded the net by 2, then marked out 20 inches. Then I am going to just make a curve on the for the sleeve curve like this. So this is the sleeve curve. Then I marked a line like this. It's actually very simple. So this is what I just cut out for the sleeve. So guys, for the second side, I had to place the first side and I found out that the net it was not enough, so I reduced it to 16 inches instead of 16 inches. Instead of 20 inches, I reduced it to 16 inches. Okay, but it's yeah the style is supposed to stop at either 16 or 17 inches, so I was right after all. So I'm going to cut out the down part of the net, and after cutting down out the down part of the net, I am going to cut out the other sides and the sleeve sides as well. Okay, so I use 13 inches on the down part of the net. Okay, the A-line net, I use 16 inches, and on the sleeve I use, I think, 10 inches. Yes, I think I used extra 10 inches for the Ankara, and that is it. I'm trying to fast forward everything here because I don't think you need to learn much about these things. Okay, so this is the sleeve and the sleeve ankara. I'm trying to cut out the sleeve ankara here. So I used 27 inches as the full length of the sleeve. So we're going to go ahead and join everything together. After joining, I will join the gown and I will show you what it looks like after joining. Okay, so let's go. So guys, this is the final result of the second piece of this particular style. And as you can see, I use the material as a bias on the neck to cover up the neck space, and I'll still attach a button or a hook on the net. So for the down part, I use 13 inches in total. So 13, I use 13 inches after joining the Ankara piece. The Ankara piece is 13 inches in total. So, and it fits me so well. Okay. So I divided my shoulder circumference by, so I checked my shoulder circumference. My shoulder circumference is 16 inches. And this is the sleeve, guys. So I'm going to attach my sleeve now after joining. So I will check the center of my sleeve and attach it to the joining of my shoulders, and I will sew all through on both sides. Then I will come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, and this is what it looks like at the end of the day. I use and go church. Okay, so everybody was admiring me at the church. Everybody was like, hey, Nne Akwaga Amaka, this your dress is beautiful. Thank you guys for watching. If you've not subscribed, please do subscribe. See you guys in my next video. Bye.